this video, we're going to do a little bit of more advanced editing. We're going to show you how to make something pretty. In some of the other ones, we kind of make a messy kind of page. This one, we're going to kind of make something a little nicer. So we're going to imitate creating these three boxes here, 3 or 4 boxes in the system. Okay, so we're going to go to here. We're going to go to your websites. I'm going to go to demo page. Or this is my account. And so we already kind of made something messy here, but we're going to just delete this one. All right. Yep, delete it, get rid of it. And we're going to start from scratch with a new one. Okay. And we're going to try to imitate this one over here. That's our goal. So I need this image here. So I'm just going to drag that to my desktop. And I need that image in the background there. So I'm just going to steal that as well. So I'm going to steal that. Just, how do I do that? Yeah, just drag it, I think. Let's try that again. All right, let's grab that. And I'm going to basically click on that and get that, drag it to here. Okay. And then we'll grab this one too. So we have that one. Okay, so now we have some images and we have some text. We'll just steal those as we go. Okay, so we're going to create a brand new, fresh thing, start from scratch. We're going to go plus on this. And we're going to add a basic page. So we're just going to, this is basically just super basic. Click on basic. Add that to the page, and now we're going to have this one little section we're working with that has basically nothing. So I'm going to click on this, which makes it only focus on that. Okay, so let's start out here. We're going to start out by creating this right here. So why don't we steal this text here, copy, and we'll just add new text. So go plus and go to text. And this is our headline, so select that, put that in there. It's not going to style it yet, so we don't get excited there. We're going to kind of get the basic style that this page has. But we do know on this one, if I go over here, and I go to elements, and if I click on that, I can see down here in the elements here on the side. I know I'm getting a little complicated here for you, but if I click on this right here, I go look at that. It's going to show that text there, and it's Cinzel is what we're going to be calling that. So our text, we're going to style it here on the style button. Click on here, go to Zinstel, and we're going to center it. Okay, and I believe the text was kind of like a gold, so we're going to go with like a gold. Put that for the front facing, and if they hover, we'll have it go there. So hit save. So you'll see it saved. It's blinking because it's saying, hey, you got to put this on mobile as well. So we're going to click on that little mobile icon there, and it's going to put it on mobile for us as well. So now we have our text there. I'm not sure if it's quite matching this one. I'm going to see that it's a little darker here, so we're going to go make it a little darker. Okay, so let's go back to the styling and go to the text color. It's kind of a little bit darker. I think that's more of what it is. Select all and copy it, paste it over here, hit save, add it to mobile. Okay, I think the style's a little bit bigger too, so we're going to zoom it out a little bit, make it more like that. Okay, so now we have that on the page. That looks great. So we got the text on there. Now we need to do a background. Okay, so we're going to go to the background styler and the background color. I think we'll kind of go like an off of this, but go a little lighter, right? So take this and go a little lighter here. And I think we're right around pretty close to what that is. I'm not going to go crazy because I don't want to make this video go forever. So select all that, put that there. So now they're matching on both, because if this color is different, it's going to hover and it's going to change color, and that gets annoying sometimes. So I basically pick the color, and then I kind of, over here is your your opacity. So I'm making it, if I go like this, it's going to make it no opacity, but if I go here, it's going to make it some opacity. So I might have just changed that color, so I want to make sure it's the same over here. Okay, so now we've got a background. I'm going to save that. Okay, I hit save. And again, I want that to be on the mobile, so I'm going to click on the mobile so I don't have to go do that later. All right, we've got a background. We've got some text. We're going to delete this text here because we don't need it anymore. All right. All right, next, what do we got to do next? We got some text here. We got a paragraph. So we're going to add this paragraph next. And that paragraph is the font style of Railway. So let's go over here and we're going to add, so we can put it either two ways. We can put another element box or we can add it into this. And I usually will add it right underneath it since it's grouped with it. Okay. And I'm just going to do a select all and paste that in there. I'm going to hit the preview to refresh the page so it's there. And then I'm going to go style it to Railway, the font. So it's text styling. We got it on Poppins right now. We're going to look for Railway, and that's right there. And I want that to be a little bigger. Oops. Yeah, we'll put that there. I'm going to hit preview, which will refresh the page and style it. And now we notice it's not centered. So there's two ways of doing that. The easiest way is just to go here and click on center. Or you can go to the style thing and go over here and use center. Okay, I just usually like to go right here and do that. Okay, so now we've got the headline, the paragraph, okay, and now it seems like it's squished in a little bit. So we're going to go squish that in a little bit. So how do we go do that? All right, that can be done several ways. In this case, this is the smartest way to do it. You have you got the outer box, you've got the inner box, which I generally never usually touch unless I have to put like a white background to make it look like a page. But we're going to go to the green boxes where I generally will do the squishing. Okay, you could squish it here or you could squish it here, but we're going to squish it on the green box, which is the row box. I'm going to go to backgrounds, we're going to go to width. I think it's right around 70%. Okay, so now you see it's squished similar to that. All right. We're not going to get too crazy with details, but I'm just trying to give you the idea here. Okay. So now we've got it squished. We've got the text. You notice there's a little space between there. So why don't we add a little space? So I'm going to go to this text up here, the headline 3. And I'm going to add a little margin down bottom. So we'll just say maybe 20. I'm using the up and down arrows to do that, or you can drag it. Hit save. Okay, so now we've got that there. We're looking pretty good. You know, just for the sake of things, I'm going to give it the exact text color. So don't mind me. This is how I'm doing it. Just so you guys can see it looks exactly like that. I know everybody's like, oh, I want to see the exact thing. So I'm just going to do that. So I'm going to do text styling. I'm going to put the exact color in there. There we go. Save. And refresh. Okay, so now we got the same color there. It seems like the font size is that's the line height's 1.2, and the size is roughly 27. So we'll go make it a little smaller. Okay, and I think this is 500. So preview. All right, so now we've got this. Maybe it's a little bigger. Sorry. Okay, there we go. Preview. We got this. We got the text on there. We've got all that. We got this extra box down here. We don't need this because we don't have any two. Actually, we do. We have a 2 there. So 2 rows there. We'll keep that. Okay. So we've got this. So now we need to add images on top and bottom of this. So you can see that these images are here. Okay, and I believe those are free from our system. So we're going to add a image here. Select image. And we're going to click on this to style that image because it exists in our backgrounds already. So you go to free, and then they're in here somewhere. I think it's that one right there. Select. Okay, save. And we're going to drag it to the top. All right. Then we're going to do another one for the bottom. So click image. And we're going to style it. Go to the background one. Go to free images. And we're going to look for the bottom version one, which is, I believe, this one. Select. Okay, so we've got the top and bottom in there. You'll notice they're a little bit smaller on this one, so we're going to make them a little smaller. So how do we go about doing that? We are going to set the size to roughly that. Let's say it's 80%, right? Hit save. And we want to align it in the center. Preview. All right. So there's two ways we can do this. There's themes that we can use. We can add a theme for this so that it's always the same as this one. And how we do that, and I'm going to do that because I think this is really cool to show you with you. We're on the current thing right now. It's showing me there. I'm going to go over to here. I'm going to go element, create new. I'm going to call this, I'm going to put it image, IMG, because it's an image. And bars. I'm just going to put fancy bars there. So, and it's not a primary theme. Most of the time when you're creating this, you're not going to make a primary theme for images or backgrounds. So now when I go to style this, I go and I select image bars, apply. So now it's going to have the same kind of thing as the other one. We just have to set the centering. So let's do that. Center, apply. Okay, so we're looking pretty good so far. We got the bars, we've got the header, we've got the text, and now we're looking pretty good here. Okay, so I'm even gonna take one step more and take the background color of this too. So let's see, that background color is right there. And oh, it's the overlay, is it? I wonder what that color is coming from. I think that might be, maybe that's the background color is coming from somewhere, because I think it's a little more of a grayer color. So, okay, we'll just leave that alone. Okay, so we got that in there. We're done on that one. Now we're going to add our two columns over here. So we need this text here. Again, in your case, you're going to have your own text, but I'm just copying for the sake of speed. I'm going to click on the purple button, add a text block, click add, and I'm going to replace that with this. Hit the preview so I knew exactly what it's going to look like. Okay. I'm noticing that this looks a little small for some reason. I'm just going to go make that look a little bigger. Yeah, it's definitely too small. I usually put them like two there. All right. There we go. All right. So then again, we're going to have to add the text below it. So that's that text. Hit the P there. Grab this. So what's nice now is you'll start seeing everything is going to start replicating styles from before. Okay, so I hit preview again. So now we have our text there. All right, we have our text. And now we have to add the image over here. Okay, and we got a little line there as well. So let's go over here, add a plus. Add an image. Image or video, add. And we already have the image right here, so I'm just drag it right in there. So now we have that there. On this one, we have some corners. So we're going to add a little corner. So go to styling of the image. And that'll be borders. Okay, so it'll be border radiuses. And we're going to go here, and it's going to be roughly, I think it's 20, 25 is the one. I'm going to put this in here so you can see. So that's top right, bottom right, 25. Okay, so we've done both. Hit save. Okay. And that looks good. Okay, great. So now we're going to go and add the outer line that's on this right here. So we have a border, okay, and that border is solid, and it is on the, let's see, it's going to be, thickness is, I'm not going to do one there, we're going to do top left, top right, the border, it's radius, sorry. So we want the right border, so it's going to be 1 pixel, so I did that over there. Border right 1 pixel, and it's going to be solid, and the color is going to be, let's just pick that color right there. So I'm going to hit save and then make it for mobile. So now we have that line there. So you can see, so if I take the little text stuff away, you can see now we got that line there, we got the text there, we got the text there, we got the image there, all looking good, just how we want it, looking nice. So you can see it's rather easy to use the tool once you understand it. I'm going to show the live buttons again. There we go. Makes it easier for styling. Okay, so we've got that, we've got this, and now we want to make this section here. So we don't have any more sections, so we're going to add one. So we're going to go to the green because that's another row, and it's a 1 row. Okay, so we got 1 row of things, and that 1 row is there. So we're going to move this above that one, and we'll do that later. We'll add, we're going to add, I think it's text in there. Yeah, so text and thing. Okay, so text and thing. So we got text block. We need the text. Add. And it's nice how it just automatically styles it for you, right? So then we're going to go add the paragraph. So we need that paragraph here. And there's that paragraph. So this is roughly, let's see, I'll find out the exact width. It's squished too. So width is 80%. So you can see the 80% there. Okay, so now we need to squish this to 80%. And now since we're in a green box already, we're not going to squeeze the box, but we're going to squeeze the width column thing right here. And we're going to go 80%. 80%, hit save. Now you'll see we have a little padding, okay, above this box and that box inside of that. So we're going to do the green one. And we're going to do padding on top and bottom. So it's padding. Margin is on the outside, padding is on the inside. So I would think that's about 40 pixels of padding on each one here. So we're going to do that. Hit save. Now we have to add the background. So I'm going to add that background. Click on no background. And we have the one we have to add. So we're going to click on that to add it. We're going to choose it from our desktop. Okay, so I think it's icons. And there it is. Okay, upload. And there it is. Now it's going to be in our background there. Okay, so we have the background there, and now we have to add that little color thing there, right? However, it looks like it's a little faded, right? The background has got a little, we call what's called a what do they call it? A layer over it to kind of fade it. So we're going to do that right now. So first, let's do that. So we'll go back to the green again, and it's called a overlay. So we're going to put an overlay. So if you take this and you just go like this, okay, kind of try to match it. It might even be this, and then, oops, sorry, I put the wrong one. It might be this kind of, sort of, there we go, and then lighter. And then preview. There we go. Maybe a little more. I think it's a little lighter. It's more of a grayish, right? It's kind of like more of a whitish, I think. Yeah, I think like that. Okay. We're not going to fiddle too much, but you think you get the idea of you put an overlay on it. So we're putting an overlay on it right here. Again, overlay can be all the way and cover it up completely or just slightly, and that's what we have is a slight overlay over that. So now we have to get that little background to be the darker and have some corners on it. So then we're going to go to that now, which is the blue area, and we're going to click on this. And then we're going to go a background on that. Let's say the black. Background, black. And then looks like that might be good. So I'm going to select, I'll copy that and paste it over to the hover. Because it'll really be a pain in the neck to do both of them. And hit save. And of course we have to put that on mobile. So click on the mobile. We're moving fast here. Okay, so now we have that. We have the text. We have the background. But now we see it needs a little padding around it to make it look a little better. So we're going to go now adding padding. So we have default paddings right here you can kind of add. So I'm going to click on that. So this one does padding all the way around. This one does on top and bottom. This one does on right and left. And this does the mobile. So we're going to click on this one. And it should just kind of default some padding for us. And it looks good. So we're going to go ahead with that. And then our border radiuses, I believe, are roughly 10. And we're going to hit preview and save. And we're looking good here. Let's just make that sure that this is got on mobile as well. Okay, so now the only thing left is the text is white here, and we're defaulting to this color here. So we got to change that. So what we need to do on this is a little tricky. And what you're going to do is we're going to create a new theme for it. So we're going to hover over the star. We're going to go to the one that's not solid, but the one that's unsolid, and click on it. And we're going to put here. So there's a paragraph. I'm going to put P, and then I'm going to put white because it's going to be white text. You can name it anything you want, and it's definitely not the primary because this one right here is the primary. Primary means it's going to change all the ones that are standard for the page. And this one's not. It's like a very unique area that this is at. Okay, so now we have that set. Now we can go style that, and it's going to be different. So we want it to be white, and I want to save it. Okay, we want it to be centered. Okay, save it. And we want it to be on mobile that way too. So we're going to click on save it. Okay, so now we can see we want this to be centered as well. Click on that. So now if I take away the lines again, we can see that we've got the top there, we've got the middle here, and we've got the bottom here all styled up. Okay. I do notice there's a little padding between these here. I'm going to go reduce that just for fun. So we got a little too much padding on the top of this. Margin, we're going to get that margin and bring it down to 0. So actually it's not margin, it's not padding, it's margin. We're going to bring that to 0 because we don't want any space between the top and bottom. And on the bottom, that's okay. But we got to go to the text now, but I think it's okay there, I think, right? So yeah. So now it's closer up top, closer on the bottom. Everything looks great. This really looks good here. Just like that. So this is kind of a little different looking because I got this here. So we're going to click that like that. I noticed though, yeah, everything looks good. So it looks really good. So you can kind of see how we can kind of tweak this kind of thing. So now you can know that up here we did a background image. We did 2 rows of text. So you can look here, you can kind of see if I go back to here, you can kind of see how we did all this now. You kind of have, like, this is another website, but you get the black background, and right here we just didn't put anything over here. We just left it empty. So we got this one over here to the left, and over here we got nothing in that one. And then we have this, and we have two here with a line on the side, image with some radius. Down here we have one with a background that's faded, and then we added some black, and then we added some text around it. So you can kind of see how all of this is done here, okay? And you can go down the page and do the same kind of thing to all these different areas. And that's how you can kind of get really fun with styling on a page. I hope this helps. Again, putting backgrounds, you're basically going to be putting backgrounds or different colors. You can do all of that through the styling icon. The styling icon does everything. And this right here, if you're wondering what this button does right here, basically if you click on it, it changes the text to a different version of the text. This one right here does the centering. This changes what it currently is. So right now it's an H3. If you want it to be an H6, you would just click on that. This kind of gives you more editing for like turning your text into a link or different things like that. This is a manual move down. This is delete, and this is adding new. So you want to add a new paragraph or H within this purple container, okay? Not on the page. This would add text to another container. So those can kind of get you confused. And over here, this is your theme. So if you click on this, it'll make it the parent theme, which would be throughout the whole page, which this actually is a parent theme in this particular space, or a custom theme, which would be that one right there. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video, but this is kind of styling with more style.